south side of the campus, they need to have masks. I know some of them get very upset and very angry when we tell them they need to wear masks, but that's how it's going to be for a while until this variant comes under control, I'm sure. And again, if things change, we will try to announce it to all of you as quickly as possible. Before I forget, if you stay tuned here after Town Hall, you will be able to watch South Pacific. And there's some good music there. So if you have nothing else to do this afternoon, stay tuned to Channel 900 for South Pacific. 1:30 o'clock in the afternoon. Tower residents, you've been without hot water for a while. The tower residents, the maintenance team is working on that right now. There's a thermostat, and the way the water works, the way the hot water works in the tower and in the nursing home is it is on what's called a blender. And in the nursing home, we have blenders at everyone's faucet. In the tower, we have a master blender, and what that does is we put out the faucet, the water at a very high temperature, and the blender puts in cold water to bring it to a reasonable temperature. We do that so that there's no chance of cryptosporidium and things like that in the water. And the blender thermostat gave out. And so either it's injecting a lot of hot water or a lot of cold water. And in this case, it was injecting a lot of cold water. The thermostat is out. They're working on it right now. The last Amanda heard that was 10 minutes. So we'll see if we get a phone call from maintenance within the next 5 to 10 minutes telling us the repair has been made. But they are working on it, and we will get the hot water back on. Let's see, visitation hasn't changed. Visitation guidance is that if you have folks coming, they need to wear masks up to the residence room on the south side of the campus. And when they are in the room, if they've been vaccinated, the residents vaccinated, they may take their masks off. But they may not come out of the room without masks. They may not visit in the households. It's always nice to sit down by the birds and talk about which birds are which, but we can't have that now. We can't have visitation in public areas. So either in the residence room or outside. If they're outside, they need to be masked because they could come in contact with another resident. There still are regulations that we need to follow. Anything I'm missing on the regulations, Emily? Anything I didn't say or should say, or anything I'm missing on the regulations, Emily? Yes. The guidance does say, for assisted living also, that as tower residents, when you leave your apartment, we are strongly encouraging you at this time to wear a mask, to the dining room or to the community room or to the chapel, that type of thing, because that is part of the guidance, part of the updated guidance that we saw within the last week. I know it seems like we're taking a step back. I think we just need to be careful. If you think about it, I talked to people who said, I really didn't have a cold in the last year. How come I didn't have a cold? Well, we're all wearing masks. We're all protecting one another. And if we continue to think about that with this variant, we'll be fine. We just have to exercise caution. Amanda had a phone call.
Yeah, is Shorehaven doing any fireworks this year?
Shorehaven is not doing any fireworks this year. The question was, are we doing fireworks? And each year we did fireworks. We did not last year. We are not this year because it takes more than just our activities staff to do fireworks. When we would do them, we would rely on family members to come in and take people to the fireworks to see them. Staff would come in on their off time and that kind of thing. We just do not want to encourage large gatherings of people that we don't know have been or have not been vaccinated. So unfortunately, we are not going to be doing fireworks this year either. And that is a good question. I'm glad whoever called in and asked that, because I've been asked that throughout the week. And unfortunately, we can't condone that because we want to keep people safe. Other questions? Are we good from activities standpoint? Good. Amanda, you got any other? Okay. Emily, are you okay? Mark's not here. He's down there fixing the water, so I'm hoping to hear from him in the next 5 minutes, because that's about how long he told me it would take. Sarah, you got anything from public relations or?
If you want to know, this weekend, the Village of Lac La Belle and the City of Oconomo both have fireworks Saturday, July 3rd at dusk.
Okay, Sarah's telling me that Lac La Belle has fireworks Saturday at dusk, and the city. Okay, so depending on where your room is oriented, you may see something. You probably will hear something because it echoes over the lakes. Okay, I know that tomorrow the gentlemen will be putting flags out so that we can be celebrating 4th of July again. The Avenue of Flags here, I think, is very well received by Oconomowoc and the people who pass by. And I think it's appreciated by both our staff and residents. So look forward to that over the weekend. Feel free to, if you have comments in the next few minutes, and we'll reach out to Mark to see if he's got things fixed. Oh, okay. Amanda just reached out to him. I'm sure he feels like the repairman with the housewife hanging over his shoulder, saying, "Aren't you done yet?" But they're working as quickly as they can. 10 minutes can turn into a lot. I told you I'd share some things with you, those of you who are interested in numbers. And if you take a look at your screen, what I've got here is a spreadsheet that our first, I'll call him an administrator, he was not, this is from Reverend McKelkey, who kept the books for the first year of Lutheran Home for the Aged. And it says, income and expense statement in the old mansion on the present site for the fiscal year 1940-1941. And if you remember, Lutheran Home for Aged was founded in 1939. And we say it was founded in January. They did not start occupying until they had everything in order. They had to make some repairs and things. So the first year that they have books for is starts June 1940 till May 1941. And the income is listed in the top line. And their income was about between $650 to $700 a month, which was really pretty good income. And they got donations every once in a while. They made refunds, and they, had miscellaneous income. So their total receipts for the year were $8,247. The total income for the year. And these expenditures are very interesting because, they paid $81 for groceries per month. Now, this is for about 31 people. About 31 people lived in the mansion. And, so $81 a month for groceries for 31 people. But they do break this down. They spent $38, about 38. I'm going off the June 1940 numbers here, but meat, they bought meat for $38. Now you have to remember also in this first several years, a lot of this stuff was donated. People would drop chickens off. People would give them a pig. They'd give them, the farmers from the area would bring things in. Butter, they spent, $25, $28 a month on butter. But that's because the gals working in the kitchen did all their own baking. They baked everything. Milk and cream, $30 a month. Bread, $15, $16 a month. Fuel, the good thing is, in the first several months, they didn't have to buy much. But, 74, 111, 74, $148. They had to heat the place. Light and gas, probably about $23 a month average for the year. Telephone, they did have a telephone, about $3.50 to $3.70 a month. And you'll be happy to know that they also gave the residents an allowance. So the residents paid, but they got money back to spend. And it looks like it's about $1 a month allowance that they gave the residents at that time. Ice and water, and remember this, we had an ice house on the lake here, and they would buy ice and water for about $10 a month when they needed it. They didn't need it every month. Drugs and medicine, about $3, averages about $3 a month. Salaries, okay, totally for the year, $1,936. 180, 155. There were a few paid people, but the administrator was not paid. A lot of the administrative help was not paid. It was a lot of volunteer work. Cash fund insurance, they paid for insurance, about $67 a year. They had some repair, plumbing repair, heating repair, building repair, other repair. Interest and principal, they had a loan to pay off. They paid $664 a year, interest and principal on the loan. Remember, they put together a down payment on the mansion, but the mansion itself was $6,000, a great amount of money in 1939. So they paid interest and principal. Laundry supplies, total for the year, I think I read it at $136. General supplies and miscellaneous. One thing I think is interesting here is that when Good Samaritan, the Good Samaritan Society went broke and had to close Lutherland, one of the things that Pastor McKelkey did in the community is after Lutheran Home for the Aged was established, he went around to all of the community partners, the community vendors in Oconomowoc, and he told them that even though Lutheran Home for Aged had no connection to the Good Samaritan Society, they would use their best efforts to honor and pay off the debt that was run up by the Good Samaritan Society. And I think that that has gone a long way in the 82 years that we have been a community partner here to cement community relations, because I think in general we have a good rapport with our community partners here at Shorehaven. Once again, it was $8,269 in income and $8,162 in expenses. And after the first year that they kept track of income and expenses, Lutheran Home for the Aged made $85.71. And that was due to good budgeting, I'm sure, and sharp pencil on Pastor McKelkey's part, Pastor Herbener's part, and Judge Brendemuhl's part. We had 21 paying residents and 8 or 9 non-paying residents. So it was not just for those who had means. They set this up so that all people could participate and benefit from this. So about 31 people on an average in that first year. Now I just want to jump ahead to this year. And I want to just show you some of the things that we are going to be spending money on and compare that with what I talked to you about in 1940. This year, utilities, gas, water, electric, we're going to spend $650,000 on gas and electric and water and sewer. Food and supplies for the campus is $567,000. Wages, I don't remember if you remember, but it was about $1,800, $1,800 on wages. We're gonna spend $14,707,476 on wages at Lutheran Homes of Oconomowoc. Maintenance, repairing those roofs and all the stuff, repairing that, that temperature valve down in the tower right now, $398,120. If you remember, the telephone bill was about $3.50 a month. Run that out, you're at about $38, $40 a month or a year. We're gonna spend $66,200 on telephone this year. Insurance, I don't remember, I think it was about $68, $68 for insurance for the first year. We're gonna spend $149,520 on insurance. Laundry, they bought soap and that kind of thing for the wash machines. We do that too, only we outsource some of our laundry. We're gonna spend about $145,000 just on laundry this year. Housekeeping, this doesn't include salaries. This includes everything that we need to keep the place in order all across the campus, $77,300. And lastly, pharmacy. And I think, again, we were at about $3.50 to $5 a month pharmacy. We're gonna spend about $90,000 on pharmacy. So when the pharmacist sees us coming, they smile, because drugs are very expensive today. Let's take a look at the total expenses for Lutheran Homes of Oconomowoc in 2021. $22,885,387. A far cry from the $8,000 of the first year. But what we're able to provide is a far cry from what they did in the original Rosencrantz mansion. I think this is interesting because our founders had the same mission 82 years ago that we do now. Reflecting Christ's love, we provide homes and resources for seniors. And I think that they set an excellent standard for us, and we need to live up to it. Let's take a look if, there we go. I can get back in your screen. I hope that was provided some insight as to where Lutheran Homes came from, where we are headed, and what it takes to operate this. I think Amanda's on the phone calling Mark. It's been quite a long, it's been more than 10 minutes. And I think he's ignoring her. He does have caller ID, so I'm sure he sees it's Amanda and he says, oh no. Or he has tried to effect the repairs and there's water running everywhere and his phone is out of commission. No update. Sorry.
They're just opening it up right now.
Okay, they're opening the valves. We'll see if their repair held. If it, we can always set out pans for over the weekend if there's a leak.
All right.
Okay.
Turn the water back on, so now he's just running a different faucets to make it happen.
Okay, we've got to give the temperature valve, the mixer valve, some time to equalize and get things going. So they've effected the repairs. Hopefully, tower residents, you'll have hot water in a short period of time. Okay, if there's nothing else, I hope that you enjoy the 4th of July weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you back here. Oh, we got a phone call. Hang on one second. I won't hang up on you just yet. I'd tell you a story while I'm waiting, but I don't really know any right now.
Okay.
And I don't want to make anything up. Okay?
That I don't know.
What are we learning about next week? I know that the very next slide, I think, is Service League. Do you want to know something about the Service League? So we'll see. Yes, Amanda?
The question is, that people get charged for housekeeping, so does that offset the amount that you showed?
No. The question is, we have, on the North Campus, we have housekeeping that we provide, and there's housekeeping that we charge for. And no, the numbers for housekeeping, that is just the supplies we use. The toilet paper and the bowl cleaners and the sanitizers and that kind of thing. That, and I believe it was, I can't remember the number. Let me just flip back here. Housekeeping is $77,000. That does not include any of the sanitizers and things we put in for COVID. That's over and above all of this. So no, this is just supplies. It's not staff time or anything like that. It doesn't include the income because the income would go into miscellaneous income and does not offset the salary expense. We expense it to a different area. Thank you, Emily. Okay, have a great 4th of July, and in 2.5 minutes, South Pacific will be premiering on channel 900. Thank you.